Another aspect of circle and coordinate geometry are points on that circle. So let's see, the circle C has a center 9 minus 2. You can see that. The point 3 minus 6 lies on the circle C. Okay. Using the diagram on the right or otherwise, write down the coordinates of two other points that lie on a circle C. Now, how do we find those points? Okay, so let me just put axis somewhere here so that we have an idea. So what we know that here we have what? Not minus 2. Oh, that's a wrong axis. Let me do it again. Sorry, my bad. X is positive, Y is negative. The same here. X is positive, Y is negative. So we're actually going to have axis, let's say, somewhere here. Now, it doesn't matter whether they cut, they don't cut. That's not the point. What I want to show you is that here, excuse me, this value here of Y is minus 2. That means that this point is going to be minus 2, isn't it? It's going to have a coordinate minus 2. Then the same, this point on the circle is going to have the y coordinate minus 2. And likewise, we can consider the same thing with those 2 points, right? So this value of x is what? 9. So this point is going to have 9 for x and some y coordinate. But the same, this point here is going to have 9 and some value of y. So straight away, I can kind of try to work out my values. Now, what goes from the center to the edge? Radius, isn't it? So let's say if radius is 5, if from point minus 2, it goes up 5, right? So this value will be minus 2 and 5 plus 3. So that means that I'm going to have plus 3 here. Do we understand that that's how my radius, the length of my radius is going to work? Now, obviously, I made that up. That is 3, so we don't know. We have to do the calculation. I have to find out what the radius is going to be. But I understand that what is I'm going to have here in this coordinate, that's going to be what? Minus 2 plus the length of the radius, or in this case, minus 2 minus the length of the radius. What about here? Here, I'm going to have what? What's that value here? From 9, I move back the radius, so 9 minus the radius. And here from 9, I move the length of radius to this side, so plus the radius. So for us, finding the radius gives us 4 different points. We only need 2. But anyway, let's find the length of the radius. How do I find length in coordinate geometry? I have the formula, and that's where my radius, that's the one I'm going to use. So let's get the formula for that. That's the formula for the length. So I need 2 coordinates for that. And again, making a list is a good way not to mix up the values. So I'm just going to write them out here for me. Which point is first, which one second, doesn't matter. 3 minus 6 and 9 minus 2. Let's bring that down. So we have a square root. X2, that's 9, minus x1, that's 3 to the power of 2, plus y2 is minus 2, minus, and y1 minus 6 to the power of 2. That's the thing. You're not going to get caught up with those minuses if you follow the order like that. And we get that the radius is 2 square root 13. So again, this point will be what? 9 minus 2 minus the length of the radius, so 2 square root of 13. This point here will be 9 plus the radius, so 9 plus 2 square root of 13 minus 2. Then this point here will be what? 9 minus 2 plus the radius, so plus 2 square root of 13. And this point here will be 9 minus the length of the radius, which is 2 square root of 13, and minus 2. So we actually have 4 different points here straight away. Now, not straight away, we have to do calculation. But I want to show you as well another way that we can figure out another point. Let me just remove all this drawing, lots of them. here. So another way that we can consider here to find an additional point is when we consider the movement. As we move from this point to this point, we're going to move in the same way here, isn't it? So how do we find that principle? So first we are saying, let's consider each coordinate. So here I am at 3 and I move to 9. So how did I make that move? I added 6, isn't it? Here I am at -6, but now I am at -2. How did that happen? I added 4. So this is how we move. Now I can apply that movement to the next line. So that means the coordinate of this point will be what? I'm moving from 9 plus 6. So that means this coordinate is 15. And then here, I'm moving from -2 and the movement is +4. So that means that the second coordinate is 2. So that's as well a way for us of finding a coordinate, the point on a circle, the movement of the point.